I mean, I think SNL helped me with that pretty quickly, just because if you make it through a season or two of that, people just start giving you your props as being a like real performer, basically.
Kenan, you've been famous for a long time. So tell me about the first time you felt famous.
I I think the first time was probably like a premiere or something.
Mm.
I think because like movie premieres is always a big to do. Like when all that came out, I think we might have been all at home or something like that. So like there wasn't no big party or nothing. But like Mighty Ducks or whatever, it was like yeah, people came out because they knew the first one and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I'm in this too. My face on the poster or whatnot, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm up in here basically. So I don't know. I just felt like real cocky about it pretty early. You know what I'm saying? Just because I was like, yeah, I'm up in these movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this Nickelodeon. Like it's on and cracking. And then I had that wake up call once, I was done with Nickelodeon. And there's those couple years in between that and SNL where it showed me like ain't nothing really guaranteed like that. It showed me like how to really grind through the ups and downs of being an audition and actor, basically.
That's a really politically correct answer, considering how long, I mean, it is, considering how long you've been famous, as a child star. I gotta imagine when you were a kid, like people had to be kind of running up on you, like, "Yo, this is Keenan," whatever.
Yeah, I mean a little bit. My mom was very overprotective as far as like people that we knew trying to act funny, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to come around for this and that and the other or whatever. She was very protective about that kind of stuff. But, everybody it took a while because I was still only doing like kids entertainment. So people were like patting me on the back and everything, but nobody was trying to like get at my pockets like that. Because it was just like, yeah, he famous, but like famous for kids. So, he can just have that. Sign this little popcorn bucket for my kids. They like Fat Alberts and stuff like that. So it never was anything like too invasive necessarily.
So, you have done so much in your career. Like anybody who puts you in the bucket of just being like, I'm a child actor or he's a child actor is frankly stupid because like you have done so much beyond SNL and the side projects you've done. But now you're kind of taking a trip back in terms of nostalgia. You were reuniting with your old pal Kel, and you're going to you guys are going to do all that, which is the show you were known for.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to reprise that part of your life again?
I mean, it means the world. It also means everything that people still be on Good Burger like that. It's like I'm gonna go on Netflix or whatever. So like it always feels good that your work holds up, but it's also like fond memories. It's not like I'm looking back on painful times and people keep reminding me of like a painful experience. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my homie, here's my homie. And it feels great that we can be on another level together. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like a natural maturation that you want to have happen in your professional career. You know what I mean? You want to be able to go from the guy in front of the camera to the guy behind the camera to the guy running everybody. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So those are that was always kind of my goal is trying to get to like, the Steven Spielberg or whoever's like running a whole studio type levels type stuff. Tyler Perry even. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So I imagine when your partnership was, really at the forefront of a lot of, people and networks or whatever. I can only imagine some of the pitches you got. Can you tell me what was the worst Kenan and Kel idea or pitch you've ever received?
um, I mean, there was like a Kenan and Kel pitch where we were like I mean, it just seemed like the next pitch was like Kenan and Kel in college. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really like love that just because it was like everybody's done that. You know what I'm saying? The Saved by the Bell, the college years. You know what I'm saying? Whatever show, the college years, and it's like you're gonna do something like grow them up. You know what I mean? We was 22 at that point. You know what I mean? So it's like we beyond college. It's like ready for like real life type stuff. And I thought that would have helped us like bridge that gap between child actor and adult actor, as opposed to like continuing down kind of like the young, angle basically by being in college still or whatever. So that didn't work out necessarily. So I was, looking for a bridge, and SNL turned out to be that for me. Like it bridged that gap between people taking me serious as a young performer and serious as a grown man.
So before we get to that part of your career, let's talk about your new sitcom coming out, Kenan.
Yeah.
You're a widowed father of two, and your
Uh-huh.
father-in-law is Don Johnson, and your brother is Chris Red. How did this project come about?
it's another like natural progression from like SNL people. So like anytime you get on that show, you hope that it turns into a springboard into your next thing, whether it's like a whole lot of movies or a TV show for you or a TV show that you're a part of or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I've been through the development cycle a few times and we landed on this idea and this was the third go around of it all. And by this time I was just thinking like, all right, maybe I need to bring these ideas more closer to myself, basically. And then I was also thinking like, what kind of subject matters have I not seen really explored? And that's where the widow part came in. So you
Mm.
know, and everything else is pretty similar to my story. And then I was meeting with writers, and the writer that I ended up creating the show with, Jackie Clark, she came with a similar idea, and I was like, well, that's exactly, I guess, who I need to be writing this with. So that's what happened. And then we did the pilot and it was cool, but it wasn't, as great as everybody wanted it to be. So we redeveloped and now we brought in like David Casp, who's running Black Monday, Don Cheadle show and stuff. And we got a good squad. We recast it and ended up getting Don Johnson and we got Chris in there, you know what I'm saying? And Kimberly Lewis, who's wonderful from she was on Single Parents for a little while. And then on down the road, like Taylor Louderman and Fortune Feimster, it's just a well-rounded cast.
So, given that the series is titled after your name, and knowing what your real life is, what did your wife think about the fact that you were having an entire series called Kenan? You have two kids, which y'all have kids, like two
Hmm.
kids, right? But what does she think about the fact that this series is based off you being widowed and nothing like your real
Yeah, I mean, she had her jokes in the beginning, like, and so I'm just dead.
life?
I'm like, well, it's a television show. It's not our actual life, but we do take certain things that are positives, and then we try to put a spin on something to make it a different show. That's all. But yeah, she definitely had her jokes in the beginning.
Yeah, I
I
would
don't
imagine
really know
so.
if she's all the way cool with it today, actually.
I'm not surprised because I'm like, yo, you with this entire time about different projects, and then the one that's allegedly based on your life, you X her out of it. Like, if I were her, I would be feeling some kind of way too. You
Some
know?
kind of way, probably. But she's in a special position. It's not really about her. It's about an interesting TV show.
So, in addition to that, I mean, as I said, you're reuniting with Kel, and you guys are going to do a reprisal of all that.
Yeah, it's
Um,
already done. They done like 30 episodes already.
all right, so you spent a lot of your career trying to, you never came off, at least to me, as if you were ashamed of that part of your career, as if it wasn't. But like you spent a lot of your part of your career trying to get people to distance from you as a child actor under this, and then now you're going back to this. Was there any trepidation about going back to, what you tried to get people to not see you as?
No, I mean, I think SNL helped me with that pretty quickly, just because if you make it through a season or two of that, people just start giving you your props as being a like real performer, basically. So, I didn't want to be like necessarily on a sitcom on Nickelodeon right away. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to play like anybody's big brother or like uncle, or you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I did always have a special place in my heart for them. So like if they want me to do like Kids Choice, I'm about to host Kids Choice and stuff like that and keeping those kind of relationships going, I was fine with that. But yeah, I mean, it's your whole like way of making a living. You know what I'm saying? If people don't take you seriously in projects that are going to be able to like pay you the wages that you need to survive, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like I can't keep putting myself in precarious situations where people keep looking at me like I'm a child. So I would be aware of it, but like I said, SNL kind of moves people past that very quickly because I'm up there standing next to like all these, comedic giants like right now in times like when they were young or whatever, but people that people had already like stamped their approval on basically. So that spills over to you once they see you there a bunch of times.